Hey, what's going down, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Soto Shotty for the RB Talk Show. I'm the podcast host and the DJ. Standing right here on this side, this brother right here, you ain't no stranger, man. When it came to, being a guest on the RB Talk, she was on there two different times in the past. Now he's back. He got a lot of more to talk about. He's a singer, songwriter, recording artist. He did a couple of collaborations in the past with Chicago Monique a while back. Now he doing this thing with After Seven, man. So get up for Trey Jones.
What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up?
What's going on, man? Man, just
Man,
how's 2025 been treating you, man? Last time I talked to you.
man, 25 has been great, man. 25 has been great. Let's see. Man, where do I even start? I would say pretty much just doing the same old, man, just gigging in the hometown area. Still like opening for various artists and singing backgrounds for various artists, that whole thing. And then of course, family time, celebrated 2 years of being married this year. So yeah, life is great, man. And as you already mentioned before, embarked on the journey with After Seven. So it's been a lot of what I always try to all for God's glory. So definitely cannot complain at all, man. It's been a great year, really great year.
Absolutely. Yeah, just about like maybe last month I saw a post and you performed with After Seven. At first, I thought you was opening up the way I looked at it. Then I read, I was like, man, for real? I said, man, no, man. And then, so I was like, so I want to ask you, how did that situation become about?
Oh man. So pretty much what I've been doing. I'll start with just the typical singing in my local area of Virginia, between Hampton, Virginia, and Richmond, Virginia. I was singing with various artists, like background vocals, and then I would have the opportunity to open for various artists. So, like, just to name a few, like Eric Roberson, Troop, Miss Karen White, and the list goes on. And then, of course, Christopher Williams as well. And so as I was doing that, eventually I get a phone call. Okay, we back. Can you hear me?
Okay, you there? Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure where it cut off.
Yeah. You was mentioning about the part where you was performing with Karen White and Christopher Williams.
Okay. So picking up from there, just like I said, just opening and singing background vocals for various artists, and then eventually I get the phone call from After Seven's manager, and it was just like, hey, like we got this opportunity for you to do background vocals, so we're gonna fly you to Nashville and do this rehearsal, which was supposed to have been a 2-day rehearsal. That's a deeper rooted story that if we have the time, I'll dive into that a little bit. But needless to say, it was interesting, but it took really one rehearsal to fulfill the background vocal spot. And with that, it came with doing the lead part of I Care About You, which is the fictional group Milestone, the movie Soul Food. It's a song from off that soundtrack. And it has a mixture of, After Seven, and Kenneth Babyface Edmonds, and Casey and JoJo. It was that collaboration. So we actually performed that song, and I was given the responsibility to sing Casey's part. And so it went from me rehearsing with them, I believe it was April 7th or April 8th, and then April 12th at the Detroit Fox Theater was my very, very first show. So it was like a really quick turnaround to get me like geared up and ready to go. But yeah, when I made that post, that was after my very, very first gig, which is Detroit Fox Theater with After 7.
Oh, man, that's what's up, though. Yeah, man. I tell you, man, just to be a part of that, it's like people say you got the rule, say probably got the shoes to fill, but it's like, once you got the voice, hey, that's a lot of rules to fill. So to be part of that. What's it like singing with
It
Kavon
was
and
it was
Evans,
definitely
Yeah. Now you go ahead.
man. um oh, okay. Yeah, it's a little laggy. I don't know if it's my internet connection or not. It could very well be because the connection is terrible here.
Oh,
But
it's all
anyway,
good, man.
yeah, no, singing with Kavon. Yeah. So singing with Kavon, man, incredible. It's literally like a dream come true if you ask me, because
Yeah.
I say it all the time. I grew up listening to After 7. I was born in 1990, and I think After 7, their first hit was in '89, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
And so I literally grew up listening to them, like they were a part of my childhood / adulthood. And so to be actually on stage singing with them now, it's like, man, like it's kind of hard to believe. Every time I actually go on the road with them, like whenever we have a show, it's like, man, like I can't believe this is my life right now. But he's like one of the coolest people ever. Super chill, super laid back, loves to joke around. We have a lot of inside jokes that I won't go into detail about.
yeah.
But it's super cool, man. It's super cool. Very professional. Um, and my favorite, without praying. There's never a time that we rehearse without praying. And so that's one of the best things in the world to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I met him about like 2022, and he performed in Little Kentucky and stuff. Real cool dude, and he kind of reminded me of my uncle, a little bit, the way he carried himself and everything, real down to earth guy, saying what you know him and everything and stuff. Um,
Yeah.
I want to,
Right.
talk, I want to talk about your latest project you put out not too long ago. Let me search right through it. Just real quick, because I don't want to. Yeah, you just put it out a while back. Uh, oh, it's about to go down. No, Mr. Trey Jones, the EP. 'Cause
Oh
I think
yeah.
last time I talked to you, just get ready. You was ready to put it out last time and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I say, man, I wish we could have, talked about it after they came out or whatever and stuff. So with the 6 songs, who were the collaborating writers? I would ever just use solo dolo, write all your own music.
So 90% of that EP was all written by yours truly. The only song on that track that was co-written with anyone was Body, and that was myself and my sister Cara Monique. We wrote that together, but every other song on that project I wrote myself.
Yeah, man. I tell you, but yes, some bangers, man. So you had a song called like Nobody Effing With You, Dangerous is About to Go Down. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hey,
Yeah.
man, I like the titles right there, man. You know what I'm saying? So, put that together. Are you working on your second EP?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Are you working on your second album?
Not right now. Not right now. I mean, I definitely have some stuff that's in the vault that really could go on another EP if I decide I want to actually put one out in the future. I definitely have. I got some stuff that's just been sitting on my phone. A lot of stuff I've just been sitting on for years now.
Yeah.
And I recorded. I did a cover of a very old school song from back in like 1974, years before I was even thought of. But it was one of my favorite songs. So I was like, let me see if I can just do a cover of this real quick, see what it sounds like. And I actually really liked the track. So I don't know. Uh-oh.
Yeah, absolutely. I
This
know last time I talked to you,
connection is terrible.
hey man, I know I hate it, man, especially this time around, man. The weather, man, just ain't good, man. That's all good though. Yeah. So growing up as a kid, I remember last time I talked to you, say you was what do you call like a gospel choir, or you was singing like doing like the performing arts, you were a child.
So growing up, I actually wasn't involved in anything performing arts related. Like where I grew up in a very rural area of Virginia. So um, we didn't really have too much of that, or at least I didn't know really too much about it. So it was just simply my family. My family, we all in some way, shape, or form do something with music. For the most part, a lot of us sing. So like my mom, my aunties, my dad, particularly my grandparents, even cousins. Like a lot of us actually sing, not as a career, but just as a hobby. And it's actually one of the things that like really like brings us together. And so by me being, born into something like that, it was just something that was embedded in me, and it became something that I love to do. It's kind of like when you're a baby and you are learning a specific language, right? Right, like you're learning the English language, or what you hear, you adapt to it. And singing and music was something that I adapted to because it was just something that was happening all the time. And so um, I realized that I had the gift to sing at like 3 years old, and I just sang all the time, or I would be forced to sing all the time.
Wow.
I didn't realize neither that I had an ear. Yeah, I had an ear for music as well, and I didn't. I was young. I had no idea what I was doing. I just thought everybody could do what I was doing, but I could actually sing in harmony with other people at that age. So like if you were singing like a melody, I could sing like the note beneath it or the note above it to harmonize with you, and I could stay on my note without singing the same note as someone else. And so when my parents found that out, they made me sing all the time. If somebody was singing, it's like, go harmonize with him or go harmonize with her. And I'll be like, I don't want to do it. But then I was just like, I'll do it. And then I realized that, know, as you get older, you realize that I'll repeat it. When you're being, okay, so I'm back. Okay. How are we now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Did I cut out any?
It was just you talk about the harmonizing, and the part of it,
Okay.
part of me to sing, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, basically I was saying in that regards, like I would be forced to do that. My parents would make me harmonize with other people. And as a kid, that you don't want to be forced to do, but then as you get older, you realize that it's really helping develop your gift. It's nourishing your gift. And so now it's like at my current age now, it comes quickly. Like if somebody's singing a note and I want to harmonize, it comes quickly. It comes naturally. I'm typically the person that's probably giving out parts if I'm singing, in a local group or something like that. So I very much appreciate the upbringing.
Yeah. I can imagine though, you going from a kid, then by the time you're like your mid late teens, like the voice changing and stuff, you're like, oh my God, man, like a voice may not be the same. You hear
Puberty.
with those phases. Man, I can
Puberty,
only imagine
man.
that. Go ahead.
There'll be those times where you get to sing like really high, and all of a sudden it's like you can't hit them high notes no more. You be trying, it's like sound like a cat, trying to get out the door. I'm like, oh no.
Oh
Nah,
man.
it's cool though. You make the best of what you got.
I can only imagine that, man, because the older you get, you have to sing it like differently, than you normally sing it and stuff. And man, I could imagine being an artist and sing like, oh man, I can't hit that no more, man. So I'm gonna have to sing another song. That's what I'm saying, that fit my voice. Um, from there, when you was in your 20s, what direction did you want to go in, as you start to grow and mature?
So you said in my 20s?
Yeah. Yeah. So like when you was in your 20s, what
So
direction you
actually,
want to go
funny
in?
story.
Go ahead. Are you good?
So in my 20s, I'll backtrack. So when I was like 5 or 6, I remember saying like I wanted to be a singer. And then after 5 or 6, I got away from the idea of wanting to be a singer again because of where I grew up. Very rural area. Social media wasn't popping like that. Boy, here we go again. Social media didn't exist, so I really didn't have much of a platform to stand on to really get myself heard. And I never even really inquired about it because nobody that I knew of was pursuing a career and such. And so I just focused on what I considered the norm, which is, making good grades in grade school, going to college, and then getting a career in corporate America and letting that be my success story. And that's exactly what I did. So like even in my 20s, that's all I was focusing on. Like I still sang. I never stopped doing that because it was just something that I love to do, but it wasn't a thing in which I wanted to make a career out of it. It wasn't until age 29 or 28, somewhere up in there, is when my mind kind of shifted to make a career out of it. And it was the Voices of Fire opportunity that really did it, because it made me realize that, number one, if you're able to sing and be in the mix of so many gifted and talented people and be able to travel across the country to places such as Jimmy Kimmel, MSNBC, and be able to utilize your voice and sing behind one of the greatest to ever do it from Virginia, shout out to Pharrell Williams, you can do this as a career. So it's time now to stop doubting yourself and get abroad as well, like as much as you can, because God gave you the gift. So you can't just sit down on it. You gotta expose it, because while you may not be everybody's cup of tea, you're gonna bless somebody. And so that's the mindset that I had around that time, and that's what kind of like pushed me to pursue a career. And at the time, I just wanted to do like R&B,
Yeah.
R&B, soul, stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much that whole just.
Yeah. I can only
I see
imagine,
people
when
saying,
people tell
"Hey, what's
you,
up, y'all?"
I can only imagine when people tell you, say, hey, man, like, don't let your voice go to waste, man. Say, like, you got too much talent, and stuff. And I can only imagine that, you
Yeah,
know, especially as say to do and stuff. Man,
I've heard it so many times, man, to the point that it started to get annoying.
man, so
So
go ahead and get out the way, man. It's now or never.
there we go.
It's the, um,
Yeah, right.
being in front of an audience, what kind of goes through your mind when you perform, in front of a crowd, when you are singing and stuff, and just seeing the fans go crazy.
Let's see. Um, the anticipation of it is somewhat nerve-wracking, if you will, because
Yeah.
it's like if you're standing backstage and you go and you look out and you see so many people. I think my very, very first experience with dealing with like a large crowd was when I opened for Uncle Charlie Wilson. And it was so many people out there. But when I went to go and do sound check, it was no one out there, but I saw all these chairs and I instantly started sweating. I'm like, all these chairs about to have bodies in them. And they all about to be looking at me, and I'm gonna be like by myself. I didn't have a band, I didn't have no background singing, so I just had track. It was just me and a microphone and all these people. And I'm like, oh boy, this is like either you're gonna swim or you're gonna sink. But either which way, you're gonna have to do something. So I kind of got used to it. And I think it was weird because I think I'm more comfortable now with larger crowds than I am with smaller crowds.
Oh wow.
Because I feel like with smaller crowds, like of course you can hear them more, they're more interactive with you. You get to see pretty much everyone's expressions on their faces and all that kind of stuff. Like it's a little more personable. Whereas in a larger crowd, like it's so many people, you don't know which way to look. So it's like it's kind of easy to I don't know, like it's weird. But yeah, that's kind of where I am now. But I think now I've gotten used to both. But I think I still like the larger crowds a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah, Ann Starbard, she said, what she say? She said, don't sink, Trey.
No,
And
I can't do that. I can't do that.
yeah, and Miss B says, she says, what she say? She said, Trey, don't swamp.
Trey swam. She says swam.
Swam.
Appreciate
Yeah, don't swam. Yeah, man. You know, that's crazy though. You know, and that makes sense too, because if you had a small crowd, it make me feel like, you know, I would hate to waste all my energy and I could just do it for like 30,000 people, you know what I'm saying, instead of like 300 people and stuff, you know, and everything. So I can only imagine that.
Yeah,
And
well, for
everything.
me, I would still give the same energy even if it's a smaller crowd versus a larger crowd because, you know, at the end of the day, it's me, right? And so, you know, I'm gonna give you like, you know, what I have and, you know, preferably like you enjoy it. Um, but from like I said, I think for me, it's just like the smaller crowds, like I said, are a little more personable. So it's like you'll be able to see more people's facial expressions and you'll be able to see people's like verbal or hear people's verbal communication or see people's nonverbal communication. And it's like if they rocking with you, they rocking with you. But if they not, you're more than likely gonna see that in a smaller crowd more so than you'll see it in a much larger crowd. And so I think that's kind of where, and I don't really like to use it, but my use this word, but anxiety kind of comes from when you're comparing like large crowds versus smaller crowds, right? But okay, we're back now. All right, cool. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it when it comes down to like, you know, large versus smaller crowds. Like I've learned to become cool with both because I've been doing it for a while now. So it's definitely like, you know, it's definitely cool now. But initially, yeah, it was like night and day.
Oh man. Oh, what was it like, open up for Charlie Wilson, you know, and what would, you know, like did he give you like a few advice or pointers and stuff?
So yeah, that was really cool. I pretty much sang like all the like, you know, all the songs like within the era. I remember doing like Secret Garden by Quincy Jones. And I Like It by Elder Barge. Of course, I did my own single Before We Say Goodnight, and a couple of other songs. And I remember when the show was over, we ran into Uncle Charlie, and I remember him saying something like, "Boy, I was about to come there and slap you upside your head, man." He was like, "You out there hitting all them notes, man." And he was like, but what got me, and I'll never forget this. You know, he walked up to me and he took his hand and he placed it right here, and he
Wow.
was like, "God has blessed you with a gift, man." He was like, "Whatever you do, don't stop singing." He said, "You sing every chance you get." And when you get to the next level, he's like, "You remember what Charlie told you? Don't stop singing. Don't ever stop singing." And so Yeah, I never forgot that right there. It's one of those moments where you be like like fighting tears because like you talking to a legend of legends, right? Uh, but yeah, super super cool guy, and definitely gave a lot of words of encouragement with with the short time that we had. We got a quick picture and everything, but I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that.
Do you thought to yourself like, wow, being a chance to perform over there for Icon, you thought to yourself like, you know what, this is the place where I belong at, man. All my dreams and thoughts, this took me to levels and stuff. I can only imagine that.
Yeah, the thing about that too, and I wanted to share this as well because uh, you know, prayerfully it helps anybody. But I remember when that opportunity came about, and I won't go into too much detail, but in as a high level, um, it was almost looking like I wasn't going to have the opportunity to open for him. It was like business related stuff, right? Um, but the opportunity was presented to me, and so I remember saying, I know God he would not have shown me this opportunity and made it perfectly clear to me that I was going to be here if I wasn't supposed to be here. And so I had to learn how to not fret in situations like that and actually stand on what the word of God tells me, which is he will withhold no good thing from those who love him. And so that's what I stood on. And I stood on faith and said, regardless of what's being said about X, Y, and Z, I'll see y'all on Friday on that stage because I'm already in the store like shopping for what I'm going to wear. And so I'm like, y'all can deal with whatever it is y'all dealing with over there, but I'm not gonna let that. I'm not gonna fret over what's happening on that side. I'm gonna stay here and stand on faith. Like that ain't about to shake me. And then by me saying that, by me not like worrying about it, by me not being anxious about it or anything like that, because the Bible says be not anxious for anything as well. Um, the very next day I get the phone call saying, "Oh yeah, like you're good to go. Like you gonna perform. Like that's what's super excited." But I'm like, I already knew that because I put it in the atmosphere with the authority of Christ that I have within me. Like we are speaking people, so I had to be able to speak that, so and then stand on it. And so, yeah, as a word of encouragement to anybody that's listening, like whatever it is, know that you have the authority. For all of my believers out there, you have the authority to be able to speak what is for you. And as long as it's giving glory to God, like it shall happen. You just got to believe that. It's this one word that's called faith. And till this day and always, that's what I'm going to stand on, because that's what has allowed me to get to where I am today.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, what? I want to mention what's the name of Karen White. What was it like? Like another icon and stuff like that. So, what was your communication? With her. Talking to her on stage and stuff. I mean, not on stage. I mean, behind the scenes.
I love Miss Karen. I love Miss Karen. She is such a beautiful spirit. She still has the same firepower that she had even when she hit the scene. Definitely about her business. Um, when I first met her, it was, she came in for a sound check, and we had already been rehearsing, her set with the band. And, I was asked to sing the song with her, Love Saw, the one that she does with Mr. Babyface. And we went over it during sound check. And after we went over it, she was like, "Oh my God." She was like, "You're so talented." She was like, "You have such a beautiful soul. And wow, like your voice is amazing." I was like, the feeling is mutual. Like, like you're an icon. So it's like to be able to hear that from somebody like her was just amazing. And then, like I said, we did not really rehearse the song.
Oh wow.
It was running through sound check just to make sure that everything sounded good. And then, boom, everybody split. Let's go and, get ready for the show. And then we went out there and we did the show, and it was just like, boom. And so a lot of people had asked me, they were like, did y'all rehearse that? I was like, technically, no, we didn't. It was just a natural like chemistry that we had on stage. And I remember like my heart just like, pounding, because I'm like, man, like I grew up listening to her too. And so to be able to be in that moment, I was just like, man, like God really doing his big one with me right now. But it was really, 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 really great to meet her and converse with her. And she too gave me a lot of very encouraging words. I'm actually prepared to sing with her again in December. So looking
Okay.
forward to that as well.
Oh man, that's amazing,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Because I can only imagine, at the end of the day, you look at, you think to yourself like, wow, I had the opportunity to perform, with so many greats, people that love to be on stage, what I'm saying, and perform and
Yeah.
stuff, and it's not too many you can say they've been blessed like that, and those who have been blessed, they just continue to best their business stuff and everything and stuff. But I tell you, man, what I like about you, it's like your style, but it's laid back, man. So like with the hats, the shades, man, the suits and everything. Um, when you were stepping in to become an artist, what was your thoughts of like, okay, I just can't just wear just anything. I'm a grown man. I got to wear some grown man things. I can't see myself coming on stage wearing baggy clothes and this and that. So what was kind of your thoughts, as you was incorporating your own look?
Uh, I feel like for me, I've always been like a really, really like a laid back kind of guy. Never really been an outgoing type of person. And so um the way that I carried myself reflected that as well. So like the way that I dress and all of that, like I definitely, definitely like to dress really cool. Of course, relatively trendy, if you will, but also like just clean cut. I pretty much always had that. Just a clean cut type of dude. Um, and once I started to pursue music and become an artist, uh, it was just along those lines, like not really, not really deviating too much from what I've already been doing. I definitely like the whole like dressier look, trench coat. It's particularly when it's cold. Definitely not when it's hot. But that look right there. I feel like it just fits me. It's part of who I am. Um, and then not to mention, I'm like I like business attire. All right, looks like we're back. When Yeah, I wanted to be like this business, type of person, walking around with like a suit, tie, briefcase. I've always wanted to be that kind of a person anyway. So
Yeah,
uh it was just something that was just already like naturally in me. Uh Not really too much thought with it.
yeah, absolutely.
But I
Yes,
also
sir.
didn't
Yeah.
realize that it coincided with the style of After Seven. Didn't realize that, but here we are.
Yeah, it is crazy, man. Yeah, like suits and ties been always been a thing since '89. So, with like the whole GQ gentleman, saying look and stuff, you know, and women love that, man, because anytime they see the brother, I remember one time I got on Instagram, I was like, I said back in they would see album covers and stuff. Anytime you see brother wearing a suit, man, that album's got me slamming. So say the brother about that action and stuff. Uh, Before since the year is
Yes,
coming to
sir.
a close, almost we got one more month left. Okay, like you got the upcoming show with Karen White coming soon. What's next for Trey Jones in 2026?
Let's see. Um, so for 2026, we definitely have a couple of dates that are um, pretty much locked in. I know the very first thing that I know of for sure, going to be heading to Las Vegas um, after seven. Karen White, Lavelle. and I believe there's another one more person. Charge it to my head, not my heart, for forgetting.
Yeah.
But we have a show in Las Vegas, January 3rd, I believe. So that's the next. That's one of the. A lot of things are going to be coming down the pipeline, all of which are relatively. I would probably classify it as spontaneous, because as of right now, I don't really know. But you know,
Yeah.
as the days go by, things come up, and it's like you get a phone call, and it's like, oh, okay, cool, let's lock that in. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the calendar.
Man,
Because you know, the every is always work, right? It's always work. So I'm definitely grateful for that, and I'm looking forward to so many amazing opportunities that's going to be coming about. That everybody out there is going to know who this kid is. If you don't know who I am already.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. You know, I can't see how anybody don't know, man. Because like, if you go to many shows and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? What you did before with After Seven, man, something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? I guess you get another pair of glasses like mine. So, oh, man. But with that being said, man, thank you, man, for coming on here again, man. Definitely looking forward to you know, come back on here in 2026, man, and tell us what's going on, you know what I'm saying, from there. But with that being said,
Yes,
my brother,
sir.
you know, just want to say thank you for coming on here. Apologize to everybody, you know, technical difficulties, but you know, we're gonna be all right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, because you know, like one monkey don't stop the show, you know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. Okay, big shout out to Gwen Carter, who gave you a shout out. She said, I see you, nephew.
Auntie.
And big shouts to Miss V for making this interview happen. Big shouts to everybody leaving comments on here. You know, I definitely really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying, as always. So with the being said, yeah.
All right. Shouts out to Miss V. I love y'all. Take care. Happy holiday.
Got it.